Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good to see you this morning.
Good morning,
Steve
Eric.
is off transporting childlike creatures around wherever he's doing that, but he's bussing again. And don't know if Bill will be here. I'm guessing not, since he's not here yet.
Yeah, I think he'd be here if he was going to be here.
Yeah. Hey, Sparky, if you want, come on the show and tell us about the meet and greet.
Ugh.
And if you need the link again, I'll shoot it to you. But yeah, come on and tell us about that. Anyway, Dennis is here. Jerry's here. Here, like a bad penny. And I
How's
don't know
everybody?
what we're going to talk about again today, but find something. Say again, Jerry.
I said, how's everybody doing?
Oh, how's everybody doing? Yeah. So let's see. Come on, Sparky. Come in the show for just a few minutes and tell us about the meet and greet.
You can
Can't
come
this
on
week, but I
later.
will. Okay.
Says he can't this week.
He can't this week. He may not be home.
Might not be set up to do it.
Yeah. Well, just before we came on, and probably why we were a little bit late was because we were talking about doing a meet and greet at Dennis's house. We were talking logistics of meeting out in the panhandle of Oklahoma.
Lots of logistics involved there for most people.
I looked, Dennis, 1,500 miles for me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I would say on the short end, it would probably be, 150 to 200 miles to the closest person that can come visit me.
Yeah, probably so. But it would be
Who-
worth the visit.
Closest person
Anyway.
to you.
Do
Who's
what?
the closest? Who is the closest person?
Well, probably Steve Childers, if I was guessing.
Yeah,
I don't know exact. I think he lives in northwest Oklahoma City, if I remember right. He's
he
in
would
the
be the
chat,
closest
so,
that I know of.
you know.
And then probably me would be the next closest, and I'm 4 hours away from him. So
I'm sure there are a railroader or two that would be closer. I know there's a club up in Dodge City, which I think is only an hour and a half from me, maybe less than that. I can't remember exactly.
You think any of your subscribers are close to you?
Do what?
Any of your subscribers?
I mean,
you don't know. Nobody's ever said, I'm kind of close to you.
Steve Childers, I think, is the only one, and I'm not 100% sure he's even subscribed. But
yeah,
I am the most centrally located. You might be right there, Lynn. But I'm sure there's some other YouTubers, centrally located.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
By too fast. I was going to start loading up on the bacon and eggs. And let me tell you guys, I've had her breakfast. I can tell you it would be worth going just for that.
Yeah.
Definitely worth going just for that. Now we were kind of kidding because we were talking about Sparky's meet and greet, and maybe want to have one out at Train Mountain sometime, which is on the other coast. So it's one way or the other.
We could definitely have like a regional one here. I think it would just be a matter of deciding when and where and why or whatever. We could do one in November at the Oklahoma City Train Show, and that might be worthwhile for anybody who is within 3 or 4 hours of Oklahoma City. We could all land at Steve's house.
Yeah.
And can Bernard fly in?
Well, I mean, it would be open to anyone, I would suppose. It's just be a matter.
No, I mean, is there a place where he could fly his plane in?
Well, I mean, to Oklahoma City, absolutely. I'm sure.
How about your backyard?
Oh, Perkins would be closer. Not Perkins, Fairview.
I would say Woodward's airport would be the closest to fly in. I mean, if you were literally, could fly in, Woodward is only 25 miles away. They've got an airport.
How far is Fairview from you?
Fairview?
Is it a little further?
Over an hour.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know they've got a really nice airport there for no bigger town than that. They have a big fly-in there every year. But
Yeah, that's clear over on the other side of Bouse Junction.
okay. Starting to sound like a TV show here.
Container Man says Dodge City is an hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I've been there multiple times, but it's been a while.
Yeah, I still haven't. Well, I've been through Dodge City coming back from Colorado, but we didn't stop. So we didn't have time to stop. We were at the end of the vacation time. The kids had to get back from school and all that mess. But yeah, we should go up for some time. I'm sure Brenda would enjoy the long drive to Dodge City.
How far is it for you?
She would have no interest in any of that. For
How
me?
far? Yeah.
Well, Dennis is about 4 hours, 3.5 to 4 hours.
It would be 5.5 hours. It might be a little closer if he did come through here, but I bet this would be the route that he wouldn't turn north until he got to here anyway.
Yeah, it would be just as fast to go out that way because 412. I've been out there so many times, and it's 2-lane most of the way, but there's no traffic on it.
Well, so, Dennis, if you did a
live,
live,
having to slow down for small towns, you can make it for a good time.
If you did a meet and greet, Dennis, you'd have to do a live too, so that everybody would feel like they're there.
Oh yeah, that would be easy to do. Yeah. Well, and Woodward's not that far away either, so it'd be easy place to stage up and start it, and then we go to Dennis's to do ops and have breakfast.
Yeah,
that was forget.
I don't think I'm ready for an ops session yet. I'm close, but I don't think I'm there yet.
Oh, well, you will be by the time we get there.
Well, if you did an op session, Heath would come. He goes to all the op sessions. He doesn't care how far they are.
I don't know. That'd be
he went to California.
Long drive for a guy without a car, so you'd have to fly.
He went to California. He went to California
just
recently.
I think he had other business though, didn't he?
I don't know.
I don't think that's the only reason he went there. I've been to California too.
I don't know. I didn't ask him, but he went to California for an op session. I didn't ask what else he did.
Mark says, how about one in Casper, Wyoming? Everybody's near here. Yeah. Yeah, Mark, you're about like Dennis is. You're miles from anywhere.
Yeah. Although I wouldn't mind going to Casper. Like there's a few people I could maybe visit on the way, if I broke the drive up into 2 different segments.
I hear your engine coming.
Well, it's actually leaving. It's right here.
I hear it.
Yeah. It'll take about 45 minutes at the speed I've got it right now to circumnavigate the whole layout.
Sounded like it was working pretty hard.
It's going downhill.
Okay, so Sparky, I knew Sparky asked something. So when you talked about the meet and greet, I'll say, I'm not Sparky. I don't know exactly when the dates are, but we are getting ready to
August
go to Europe for almost a month. So
me and the wife
entire summer
kicking around the idea. My stepdaughter, she's going to some kind of conference in Washington, D.C. I don't know exactly what she's doing there, but she's thinking about staying a couple of extra days. And we've looked into flying into Washington, D.C. just to kind of be there and visit. If that happens, which I don't know what the likelihood of it is, I think it's in August, I would very seriously consider catching a train up to Heath's.
That'd be cool.
Let them do whatever it is they do, and then I could maybe take I think he said you could easily take a day trip up there on the train.
Yeah, you can
And
take the Amtrak up.
yeah.
Dennis, that's not a good idea. I think if you went to New York, you'd probably just burst into flames.
Well, I will admit, I know that I would feel naked because I don't go anywhere without a sidearm. And I know that I would have to take that whole trip and be in some close quarters with people I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you'll make it though. You're a survivor. You're a survivor. You'll be okay.
Yeah, well, anyway. So we got options, I guess, down the road. So what did you do this week, Dennis? I was late to your video
So
deadline.
the grain mill is finished up to, I would say, the 5%. There's still little bitty things that I could do to it that I'm going to hold off doing until I'm 100% sure where it's going to land on the layout. I've got it in its approximate location. But, it's going to need some utility poles. I think at least one, maybe 2 utility poles. I've got all the boxes and crates and feed sacks, all of the little bitty details that need to go into it. And then just a matter of figuring out how to plant it on the layout and what trackage is going to go to it. That's still kind of up in the air. I've got it sitting where I think it will go.
Okay, so where is that? Because I saw a picture that you posted. I think you posted it in our back on Track page, didn't you?
I guess I can take you guys over there.
Facebook. Hey, Joe. Oh, we didn't do the rundown this morning, Jerry.
Do that while I'm setting up.
You want to do it, Jerry? Or you want me to do it?
Oh, do it.
Okay. Well, just go by and catch as many as you can.
Yeah. Rob T-Man, Sparky, Lynn McCurdy, Digger Evans. Al Moore was here earlier. I don't know if he's back. Steve Childers, Randy Dorman, Gerald Stewart. Let's go down the list. Ray Bertelstein, JD, Bernard. I saw Bernard. Mark Pruitt. I saw Dave Todd. Mike Dunstan. Dave BNSF. I saw Dave at I can't remember Dave's channel name. I'll come across Floyd Robbins, Container Man, Joe Raider. I saw Jack. Who else? Scrolling.
Well, thanks for being here, guys.
Dwayne, Happy Valley. Yeah, everybody. Wigwag. If I left you out, I'm sorry. Good morning, Gail.
That's my fault for not catching it early.
It was very nice. I thought you were going to forget. Dwight Curley. You ready? DES Media. That's Dave. That's it, I think.
Joe.
Joe. Don't forget Joe G. Joe G's here.
Yeah, Joe G came in. He's the one that got me thinking about it.
Yeah.
This is the spot I was talking about, Dennis, that I saw the picture of. Looks good there. Especially sighting down through there like that. That looks great right there.
So is that
I can't get it.
What is that painting behind it?
Do what?
The painting behind it.
Yeah.
What is it? Is it going to stay there? Or is it like just a prop?
That was practice.
That was his test painting for doing his backdrop.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks pretty good, man. You're going to do that by hand?
Yeah.
Get the heck out of here.
Yeah.
Are
And
you
then
going to do it and then apply it?
Well, that's something I'm still completely up in the air about.
I just can't see how you would do that on back there. Like, that would be a
because
pain.
there's a printed backdrop, and it looks good.
Yeah.
Better than this. But the thing is stitching all of that all the way through, all the way down there. It's going to be pretty expensive.
Yeah, really.
Or I could just start painting a mural and say to hell with it. And if it looks cheesy, it looks cheesy. But it's so time consuming. That's my biggest thing is how much time do I want to spend painting
That's a lot of
versus how
time.
much money do I want to spend to save me the time from painting.
I wonder how it would look if you did like a universal backdrop, like blue, and then just did little scenes in little areas. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Don't
well, I mean
don't
that's
don't do the whole
definitely an
thing.
option. I
Yeah.
haven't figured out exactly what I want to do yet.
Yeah, if you did the printed, because I think the backdrop you showed is from Lark Products.
Yeah.
Correct? Yeah. He can blend one scene to another for you if you
Yeah.
wanted to do, put several together. He can
Yeah.
do that where you can match them together. I'm pretty sure he said he can do that. The
He
only
can.
thing I ever had him do was reverse a picture for me, but he can take, like, some of the pictures he's got have modern buildings in them. And if you don't want the modern buildings, he can remove those. I don't
Yeah,
know
I
what that
forgot to
costs.
have him remove that one.
Yeah,
I totally did not want that there, but there it is.
I, I, I don't know what that cost to have him do that, but he didn't charge me anything for reversing it. Of course, he didn't really have to do any work. He just reversed the photo. I take it back. He did have to do some work because he had to change the lettering on the locomotive that was in that particular picture, which I covered up anyway. But he went to
I don't know,
the work of changing that around.
Dennis. I could see you easily spending $4,000 or $5,000 on backdrops if you had them printed.
No, it wouldn't be that much.
Dennis, Dennis, my little layout of 8 feet was going to be like $300 from somebody.
Well, right, but I mean, we're talking another, I mean, maybe 16 feet. That's only.
What do you mean?
And it also depends on whether or not how much you have above your scene,
Yeah, but like you have tons of backdrop.
Well, the only place I'm considering a printed backdrop is from here to here.
Oh,
The
I'm
rest of it
looking at.
will be blue
Oh,
sky
okay.
and or hand
Oh,
painted. Like for sure,
oh, okay. I thought you
this
were
area
talking about the
here,
whole thing.
this will absolutely be hand painted. I've already decided that.
You at least, what do you have at least in total backdrop? Like maybe 100 feet?
Well, I mean, the room's 25 by 30, give or take.
Yeah, yeah, got a lot.
Well, even all of my backdrops are the printed ones, top and bottom deck. And I don't have $1,000 in it, and they're all printed. I don't remember how many are in there. I'd have to go count them. But one of them I
Yeah,
did. I
but
took and I cut it in half and I swapped the sides on it. So I went from a full scene. I cut it in the middle and then I switched the sides because that's what I needed for that deal. But it worked out just fine for me. Uh, but it still didn't cost me, all that much. I think the most expensive one I had, the biggest one I had, was $230.
yeah,
Now, it may be more than that now for the same thing, like everything else has gone up in the last few years. But
And again, we've talked about this before. I'll quote Rob Bennett. you can either pay with time or you can pay with money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Right. And so that's the decision there, is at what point do I make the decision if I'm not going to use a printed backdrop? And I probably
that
will have to
backdrop,
make that decision this year. Do I start painting?
that backdrop
Do I
you got
start buying?
behind you, that backdrop behind you, did you paint that in place?
Yeah, this is all painted back behind me.
In place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I could have
it's all
painted mine.
directly on the wall. There's no,
Right.
like I've
No
got the masonite
applied.
back
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is just straight on the wall.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I could have painted mine too, but I didn't. There again, I didn't want to take the time, and I wasn't confident in doing that. Looking back on it now, I probably could have done something that would have worked, but I'm very happy with what I did on it, and I plan on saving as much of those as I can. So you'll have those at your disposal, Dennis, because I probably won't be using them on anything I do from here on out.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much I'm going to be able to save of them. Most of it, yes, but some of it I covered up. I don't know if I ruined, pieces of it or whatever. But
Yeah, I'm
they're very
I'm
nice
probably going to
backdrops
start
for sure.
today, just as soon as the show is over, working on my bridge.
Ah, is that what that was? I was wondering what that piece was for.
Yeah. This is a prototype. So my plan is to create kind of a mortise and tenon, like kind of hard to explain without drawing it. But say the longest piece would be 8 feet, just a random number. I don't think it would need to be that long. But then you overlay, 2 on this side, 2 on this side, and then the middle piece, the one in the middle, is 6 or 8 inches longer than the other 3, and then you glue it all in place except for the 6 or 8 inches on the centerpiece, and then I'll be able to completely up
Lift it
out
out.
of the line on either side, take it to either my radial arm saw or the table saw, and then cut this relief out of, which is that's scale 2 feet, cut that relief out of it, bring it back and drop it back in. Is mortise and tenon, is that the right terminology? Did I even make sense?
I don't know. I mean, a mortise is like a hole, and a tenon is,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it's sort of like a mortise. Yeah, but I follow what you're trying to do there, and I think that's probably a pretty good idea if it'll hold its shape. But even if it doesn't completely hold its
Once you
curve,
glue 3 of them together, it's going to hold its shape.
yeah.
You get
But
5 of them together, and it will absolutely hold its shape.
I was just thinking because they were only, so deep that it might not want to completely hold that shape, but it should be flexible enough that you get it in place so you can put your bridge on it.
Well, I mean, I'm not concerned at all about it holding its shape. I
Okay.
guarantee it will hold its shape once you get 3 of them glued. There'll be a tiny amount of flex still in it with 3. You get 5 of them glued together, and it's going to be rock solid. The thing is I want to make sure that the tenon piece is long enough that there's a little bit of flexibility there, but also at the same time, it's in a section of the track that's relatively straight, so I don't have to introduce any bend in the tenon piece. It will just drop in, and then, there will be a section of it that will not be cut, and then just where the bridge is, we'll have the notch cut out of it. And then I can glue on the siding pieces to either side of it, and it will look like a deck bridge.
Well, good luck with it. That's the kind of stuff, though, that what you're doing there, that's the kind of stuff that I like about building a layout.
Yeah.
Did the same thing when I was building airplanes. It was finding something that wasn't made for that application to look like something you need it to look like. And that was always a lot of fun for me.
Yeah. The one of the things that I will probably, I don't know if I'll do it today or not, but can I put this, if this is the middle piece, and before I actually notch it, can I put that piece in my drum sander and reduce it by, say, 20 thousandths? Will this stuff sand good enough without destroying it that I can reduce it just a little bit so that I've got a touch of overlap on?
Yeah, it'll be fine.
You think it'll be fine?
You're
Yeah,
talking about the face of it?
I did it to mine.
Either side, whichever side you think would be the best to sand.
But you're talking about the face of it, not the top or the bottom.
Correct.
You want to take away thickness.
Correct.
Yeah,
You could probably do that.
Yeah.
it'll be fine.
As it turns out,
Is it smooth both sides?
just one side. One side smooth, the other side has
Yeah, the little ridges. So do it on the back side. Yeah,
Yeah,
do it on this side.
Yeah, because the front side has like something on it. The back side doesn't.
Well, it's been pressed under pressure and heat.
Yeah.
And so
But
it kind of gets that glaze on it. That's why it's so smooth.
Yeah.
These bridge sections, these are bridge ties because they're closer together. This is I believe this is micro engineering.
Micro engineering, yeah, that's what I used.
This is just almost exactly the width of 5 pieces of 1/4 inch spline. And so if I could, because I know I'm going to scab on to each side of it, either 1/1000th on each side, maybe 2/1000ths. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. But I would like to reduce the centerpiece the same amount of the plastic that I'm going to add to the outside, so that my bridge ties will fit, on top of or overlap just a touch when I go together with it.
What sanding grit do you have in your drum sander?
I think it's fairly aggressive. I don't actually know.
Can
I
you
didn't
change
put it
it?
on there. My dad did that years ago, and it hasn't.
You can't change it.
at all.
You can't change. You can't change it.
I can't.
Can you change it to a finer grit?
I'm sure I could.
You
I've
don't
never
have
tried because I rarely ever use it. It really collects dust more than it does anything else.
Yeah.
But occasionally I have used it and it works well.
So when it's not making dust, it's collecting dust.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, you just got to be careful with it because you're probably going. It could take a lot off easily.
Yeah.
More.
Yeah,
like,
and
I don't know what.
I can inch it up. We're talking less than 30 seconds of an inch per pass, right?
Oh, okay. So this is a horizontal drum sander.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think Jerry and I were both thinking vertical. At least I was.
I'm not. I'm thinking horizontal. A bed sander.
Yes, it's got a motorized table
conveyor
that carries the thing through, and I can bring that table up to the drum head less than 1/32 at a time.
Yeah. How much do you want to take off? How much do you want to take off, though?
Well, I'm thinking that each side of the bridge will be about 1/1000th if I use 1/1000th plastic. So I would be adding 2/1000ths to the width. I would like to take 2/1000ths back off, or maybe a little more, maybe 3/1000ths. I'd like there to be just a little bit of overhang of the tie plates, because I'd have to look at the pictures a little more to know for sure whether or not the ties extend past the girders in the deck or whether or not they're flush.
So this is what I would do. Get some scrap, run it through, check it, leave that setting, right? And then, whatever you're doing, leave that setting.
Yeah.
Don't keep changing, right? Set it, check it with your scrap, and then when you're happy with that, then run your piece through.
Yeah, that's exactly
Yeah.
what the plan is.
Yeah, you know what to do.
I almost did that last night, but my drum sander's buried by a lawnmower, my what is it we were talking about last week? The lay down and work on the top of the layout.
Creeper
Yeah,
thing.
my top side creeper, and then a elliptical. So I've got like multiple things I have to move before I can get the drum sander to where I can actually put the desk collector on top of it.
So I'm kind of like,
so bad.
I forget why you notched it. Why did you want to notch it?
Because the prototype is about a 2-foot bridge.
I
thought I had a piece.
So that little piece,
I've got a micro engineering.
That little piece is 2 foot in scale.
Yeah, that's a scale 2 feet.
No kidding. Wow.
Yep. I've got. This is the micro engineering kit, and that's the actual girder.
That's the side. Oh wow.
Right. So I want to, instead of using a girder,
Right. Yeah.
I will put on a piece of angle iron maybe in place of that. I haven't decided. I might actually go like 3 feet instead of 2 feet.
So here's a thing. Not to cut you off, but there's a guy on YouTube, Big G, and
Big G's railroad in scaler.
He just posted a video of his layout, and I asked him. He had a micro engineering bridge, and he took those pieces and he heated them with a hairdryer and formed them around a curve, and he was able to make his bridge like that because he has a big micro engineering bridge on his layout, and it's awesome looking. And I was like, "How did you did you scratch build that?" He says, "It's a kit, and I used a hairdryer to bend it and form it around something to keep that curve." That was a pretty cool idea. Yeah.
Well, I think I will be able to scratch this build faster using just styrene and applying it to the side, making sure I've got the smooth side on my exterior pieces, and make it look the part. I don't know. I might even be able to use these pieces for the supports. I don't know yet.
How would you affix your styrene to your melamine? Masonite?
I think any number of different types of glues will work because it's not going to be supporting anything. It's not like it's going to need structural strength. Rough it up, and I bet I can.
Yeah, rough it up. Yeah. Okay.
What did you say, Dennis?
I bet I could get away with matte medium.
Yeah, maybe.
Think so?
I'm
sure super glue would work without a doubt. I just hate working with super glue. I can't stand the stuff.
Yeah.
E6000 would work real well there.
I hate that stuff too.
Well, it can be.
Anything that I make use of that leaves a big old long string or instantly glues my fingers together, no thank you. I'm going to look for something else.
The trick to use an E6000 is a toothpick or something, or a skewer.
It still leaves this big
and you get it on there
string.
and you twirl it up, and then you use that as a trowel on what you want to put it on. And do it that way. And then if it oozes out, you wait till it dries, and you come by with a razor knife and you slice it off.
Right.
That's the nice thing about it, is it doesn't get hard. It stays flexible.
And
so
neither does this.
What? Oh, wait.
And I've had so much success with this, I don't know that I'll go back to anything else.
Liquid text. Okay.
Well, I mean, if you're happy with it, use it.
Yeah. If it's what you like, that's great.
Yeah. I mean,
and the guy, I don't know what they're talking about.
If you don't like what you do with that, you just put a little bit of alcohol on it, and it instantly, maybe not instantly, but within 15 or 20 seconds, you can completely redo whatever you did with it. And then even after you apply the alcohol to it, you can reset whatever you did, and the alcohol will evaporate out and it will reglue itself. It's amazing
It's
stuff.
Matte medium.
Oh, it's matte medium. I know
Yeah.
I'm backwards, but
No, you're right.
Okay. Yeah, Jerry's got the same stuff.
Yeah, I got the same stuff.
Okay.
yeah, I like, that's what I use to glue in all the windows in my building. You can wick in water everywhere you want your matte medium to go. Then you come back in with an extremely dilute matte medium because you dilute it with water. Like you can't dilute almost any other. You know, are you going to dilute E6000 with something? Probably not. But this,
No.
you just go in and touch the areas that you wicked in with your water, and that glue goes into what's already there, and it's fixed. You know,
Just like
within
you're
10 or
doing
15
ballast or something.
seconds. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, again, you go in with alcohol, and you can pop the whole thing back out if it's very versatile.
It's just like doing ballast and ground foam.
Yeah.
Same concept. Yeah. I didn't even think
I
about it.
presume it's just a really high quality PVA. I don't know what it's actually made out of.
They do have, this is slow dry. I don't like the slow dry one because it takes too long to dry.
Yeah, I've actually got some slow dry fluid that is compatible with this. If I need it to take longer to dry, I would just introduce that. That's how I, like, on all of the places in my building that had light leakage, I mixed that with just a little bit of I think I used this pavement, apple barrel pavement. You just mix it in with it, and that's what I use for tar.
I never thought about using it to build with. I've always used matte medium for like ground foam and ballast and stuff like that. And it works great for that.
Yeah.
But I've never thought about using it for that.
If you
That's a
need
good
something
idea.
to grab right now and hold something, like if you don't have clamps or something along those lines, I don't know that I didn't use it for any of the large structure walls. I use yellow glue, but on all of the little bitty pieces where you've got glue, you got paint on paint, or the windows, or anything you need a surgical amount of glue for that is not, you're not depending on any kind of real structural integrity out of your glue, I wouldn't use anything else now.
Yeah. It has limitations.
Correct.
Right? Yeah.
As does, I mean, glue is glue. All kinds of glue has its place for what you need it for in the right situation. But I found this stuff to be my go-to. If I can do it with that versus anything else, I will use that first.
Yeah.
But there'll be times where, like, that needs super glue, right? There's
well, you're like, for you have confidence in that glue, right?
You now, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, because you've used it a lot. Somebody that might be trying something with it, they might not see that. You know, it might, like, they might be expecting it to do more than it really can do. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, again, if you need something that sticks right now,
yeah, that's
and
not
you
your
need
thing.
a lot of structural integrity out of it. It might not be the glue for that purpose, but small items where you need, where if you used any other glue that might mess up what you're trying to do because you use too much of it, or what you did use, it ends up being visible afterwards. This stuff dries completely clear.
Yeah.
And it still has all of its adhesive properties, or not, maybe not all of it, but most of it after you've watered it down considerably. You know,
I've never
water it down a lot and it still sticks and works well for small detail parts.
Yeah, I've never tried watering it down. I mean, it's not
Oh,
that
yeah.
thick to begin with.
Correct. But if you wick water into whatever it is and the peel and stick windows, that's, to me, that it just completely changed how I do peel and stick windows. Because once you get the window built and you get the frame put on your wall piece, then you come in from the backside,
right,
and wick water in all around your window, and then you just touch your paintbrush into this and get it to where it's maybe 50-50, give or take,
right,
of water to matte medium. And then you just touch the outside of your window from the inside of your wall piece, and that glue wicks in there, and you're going to have a beautifully well-placed window with zero chance of it ever popping out or breaking loose, because that stuff is flexible. And I'll never use anything different for a window for sure.
right. Lynn asked me, "What's on my plate?" Nothing.
Who's
He's
starving right now,
Have you
Lynn?
laid any more track or done anything like that with your?
Hey, I didn't lay any track.
You haven't laid any track yet?
No.
No.
Well, I think today I'm going to mess around with doing clouds.
Doing
on my
clouds.
Yeah.
Yeah, painting
Are
clouds.
you going to build all of your structures first and then do the track, or have you?
I really didn't think about that.
Well,
Probably,
I can go up. Oh, go ahead, Jerry.
probably not. Probably just going to lay my track and figure out buildings that go in those spots, I guess.
There's definitely a chance of having a building before your track, especially in the inner track.
Yeah, I haven't thought that far ahead, Dennis. This poor planning here, Dennis. I don't know. I'm just very few things. I mean, other than, kitchen cabinets or something, you got a space. I don't, when I build things, I just build things and figure it out as I'm going. I don't know. I know it's aggravating sometimes, and I don't quite know my industries yet. I don't quite know where they're going to go. Um, yeah, I don't know.
Well, I guess I can take you upstairs and show you
All right.
how far I've gotten so far. Get this turned around first. Okay, then we'll make this big. This isn't super interesting, but
Who's Rob Holland?
he was a acrobatic pilot. Had like 15,000 hours flying acrobatics. And he was flying to Langley Air Base yesterday to do an air show, and he crashed somewhere around final approach. And they don't know exactly yet what happened, because it happened on a military base. So the information coming in is very, very slow to happen.
Right. Wow, that's sad.
Yeah. Okay. Now see here, I don't know if you can tell that I've pulled trees off of here, but I spent almost an hour out here yesterday, a lot of it pulling these trees, and I still have a ton to go.
Are they hard to pull out?
No, I just use a pair of pliers and pop them out, but you got to reach around other stuff and make sure you're not breaking anything that you want to keep, collecting anything else that you need to keep off of it. But as you can see, it's been coming out. I
Yeah.
got almost all of my control stuff. The touch toggle stuff is right here. I don't know if I'll be using any of that again, but if not, it'll get sold. Here's one box of buildings. I've got 4 more downstairs. that I've got in boxes. But I've been taking some of the stuff off and trying to get some of the wiring out. Still have all those trees to do back there, and all the ones I built that I did like
Those
building.
yellow trees, are they woodland scenics?
Yes, all of these are woodland scenics, and the leaves on them are a matte, kind of a matte material. I've got some more of it here, but I don't know where it's at right at the moment. But it comes in a pretty small package, and it's not individual leaves. It's like it's on a sheet of fiber, and just cut off what you need and wrap it around. Now the
Really?
green, yeah, the
Really?
ones where I did a little more green on them,
I've
the
never seen.
green part is individual leaf stuff,
Yeah,
but the rest of this is just matte stuff. The trunks, I just painted them white, and then put the black specks on them like aspen trees would have.
yeah,
But they're the same trees as these right here, or this one here, but with the trunk painted white and then that stuff wrapped around as opposed to the loose
right.
foam that I put on these. Um,
I thought woodland scenics trees were done. They're not done.
oh, they have some that are made originally,
Okay,
you know,
okay,
or made, made at the factory, but these weren't. These were the
gotcha.
trunks, and then I added all the stuff
Like
on.
like a kit.
But but here you can see the difference in the trees between the ones I built like Bill did and then the woodland scenics. There's a big difference in what they look like. They look good together. If you mix them together, they look pretty good because that's what a forest looks like.
Right.
But anyway, yeah, I've got most of the control stuff pulled out. Um, Starting to disconnect some of the wiring. Got all the lights off of the top here. You can see it's pretty clear. Um,
That's that. What do you call that? Building back there, the with the.
that cold trestle.
Yeah, you're going to save that, right?
Yeah, I'm going to save it. It will come out once I pull this top piece off. Uh, this top, this top
Right.
section is in two pieces right here, seamed right here, and it goes all the way across to right at the front of the trestle there. I'll have to cut the track loose there and all the way across because I soldered them all back together. But there's a joint. You can see part of the joint there
Yeah.
that went all the way across, and I'll take that back apart because it makes it a lot easier to get out of here. But see, like this backdrop, we were talking about backdrops. This backdrop right here is probably 9, 10 feet long,
Yeah.
and
Easy.
I think it was right at $200,
Now
if that
those
much.
the roads are that concrete patch, right?
Yeah, this is now what I did here on the top section. I didn't use any side piece like I was telling you earlier.
Yeah.
This is troweled right onto the plywood,
Right.
and it's
Right.
a concrete patch with the creosote stain put on it. And then I was telling you over here, if you don't want the blacktop look, you want a concrete look, you just
Yeah.
don't stain it,
Yeah.
and you do it that way. Now on the bottom level, when I did a road, I did it like this, and you can see the relief on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where I put down the 1/8 inch square balsa, and then when I
Right.
troweled it, I was able to just trowel right on top, make it fairly smooth.
Right.
The nice thing about this too is after you stain it, you can take an emery board or sandpaper and you can
Rough it
sand
up.
off, sand light spots in it if you want, or
Yeah.
do anything like that, and it works really good. And the stuff I used is just the DAP
Yep.
ready
Yeah.
mix concrete patch. Kim Patterson showed it on his channel, and I tried it and I really liked it, and so that's what I did with all of it. You
Yeah.
can see
Looks
I've
good.
gotten the slaughterhouse out of here. I was glad I didn't glue that down. I don't know how much of this I'm gonna be able to save, although I won't have a lot of room for a big yard like that or big lot like this on the other one. I haven't started up here yet other than taking the fascia off and the electronics out. But it's getting there. Got all the
Bernard,
fascia off this top piece.
Bernard wants to know you're saving your roundhouse.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll save it for, if Dennis wants it, he can have it. It's a Colorado Midland roundhouse.
Yeah, but you're not
How
going to
many
use
stalls is it?
It's six stalls.
And you had it with the turntable, the Kit Woodhills turntable.
Yeah, that's the turntable. That's
What's
it
the
right
distance from the center of the turntable to the back of the stall? I need to know that.
I do not know. Hang on just a second. Let me get a ruler. Short ruler here.
It's exactly what you need.
Let's see. Straight. About 6 3/4. Pretty close.
And then what is the depth of the roundhouse itself to the back?
8.5.
It'll hold a K27 and probably a K36, I'm sure. It's inside about 9.5 inches.
Right.
So it holds a K27 with lots of room to spare. I just took them out of there.
So from the center of the pit to the back wall is about 15 or 16 inches.
Talking about this?
No, the
No, I
back
mean
wall of the roundhouse.
center
The
of the
back wall of the
turntable.
roundhouse.
One at a time.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dennis.
The center of the turntable pit. I don't know what you said. Pit. I don't know what you're
Yeah,
asking.
I meant turntable pit.
Okay, so the center of that. Hang on, let me get a longer. I'll lay it in there. I wasn't planning on having to do this, so I didn't.
Well, you don't need to. That's just.
Well, I'm up here. Might as well. Okay. Let's see. To the center, approximately 22 inches.
22
That's to the inside of the wall. Inside of the wall here. To the center is approximately 22 inches.
What is it to the furthest distance across the table?
just over 26.
26 inches. Yeah, that's quite a distance.
Yeah, it takes up some room for sure. And that one roundhouse I gave you, I was going to put right here, and decided no, it just took up too much room. But yeah, you're welcome to and I don't even know if I'll use the turntable again. I will if I can. I just don't know if I will, if I'll have the room or if I feel like doing it at the time it comes to do that. But I know this is not going to go in there probably because it's just too big. And if I remember, I built this on its own platform, its own piece of masonite. So
Dennis, he's going to
be okay
send it to you, Dennis. And if you can use it, you can use it. If you can't, you pass it on.
No, I know I wouldn't try to send this. I'd bring it to him before I'd try to send it.
Either way, I mean, you're going to get it. And
The thing is I just don't know that I've got room for 6 stalls. That's the whole thing, is that I'm thinking I'm going to need either a 3 or a 4 stall in the space that I have. So I don't know if I would be able to use it.
The sections are in 2 stall sections, so you could always take the wall off, take the front and out, and put it, bring it in here if you needed to.
Did you glue your walls with matte medium? I could just put a little alcohol on it.
Yeah, you did.
No, I did not. If I remember right, I used E6000 on this stuff, and it's solid. It's in there good, but you should be able to cut it loose with a razor knife.
You can figure it out. Yeah, you can make that a 4. You can make it a 4 or 2.
The 4 stall I think would be perfect. That's kind of what I'm wanting, is a 4 stall.
Yeah. They had an add-on to this kit, but of course these are out of production now.
Who made that kit?
Master Creations.
So is it wood?
No, it's dental stone,
Oh wow.
like a plaster, but it gives you the light in here's not great.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
gives you the stone
Brick,
look.
brick. Yeah, it looks nice.
Yeah, it does. It came out really nice. And on the roof, I used sandpaper for tar paper look.
That's a beauty.
Yeah, it's really nice looking roundhouse. But anyway, that's that's where I am in the deconstruction process. It's sad. I come up here and think, no, I don't want to tear it down, but it's going to
Claude,
happen.
maybe we could do a Caboose Hobbies show on your layout when you want to sell stuff. Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, that's a possibility. Part of it's going to be how much do I want to do the shipping and that stuff.
You make people pay shipping, and just like everything else. I mean, it's up to you.
Well,
but,
I understand that.
Yeah, I know you don't want to hassle with it, probably, but
yeah, that's the thing. It can be a hassle. I've done that before. I've done all that before, and it's not a lot of fun. It's doable, but no more than I would be asking for most of the stuff.
I think you changed mics. It's all right.
I think he lost his earbuds.
Yeah, one of my earbuds went under the desk. So that'll be the project.
Probably the one with the mic in it.
Can you not hear me?
It still sounds like the microphone's across the room.
Oh, it's under the desk.
It's working pretty good. It's okay. We're almost done.
I think that's where it's at anyway. It's down on the floor somewhere.
I'm only slightly nauseous.
Yeah, I figured that.
I can take the camera and try to go look for it.
Yeah, take the camera. Go look for it. Dennis, can you ride roller coasters and things like that? You froze up.
You there, Dennis?
Dead airspace.
I don't know. We were waiting for you to say something, but you didn't say something. Or maybe you did and you kind of lost internet or something.
Well, we can just barely hear him now. So it's probably a good time to go ahead and end the stream since we're having technical difficulties.
That's true. It probably would be good. It probably would be good.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Have a good weekend. Thanks for popping in.
We'll see you next
Good
week.
To see everybody. See you next week. Hopefully we'll be better.
Hopefully.